Alright, testing. Test. See, turn this down. Testing. Ah! Do you read? Good old SpongeBob. You know, the good stuff. Hello, welcome to the stream. Gonna play more Ace Attorney. Need to grab the Scott. Ready? Let me bring up the game. I'll turn off the music. Up. Hello. Bow. There's that for you.
Headbands and go.
What?
So I'm ready for headbands and katanas.
Hooray! Okay. Are you ready to be more scared shitless by Herlock Sholmes just suddenly being around? 'Cause I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Stupidities and then some bouts of competency that I don't know which is more terrifying. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Alright. Pressing a key. Okay, continue. Alright. Alright, episode 3. The Adventure of the Runaway Room. Ooh. Interesting.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night.
Spooky.
Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together."
Interesting. Is this going to be a multi-part case?
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
Oh no, a carriage.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure.
My pleasure.
I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay.
And don't get accused of murder for the 3rd time.
Welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
What? Wait a minute, what? Whoa! Oh my god, those birds. 18th of February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Okay. They're really going out with all the steampunk stuff. Cool. This is the second game I played. This is the second game I played where British was the UK, London was all like steampunky. That's fun. Okay. But I was a bit confused by those scenes before because it kind of looked like there was not only the Eiffel Tower, but also it looked like was it the Senate building, I think? I don't know. Like the United States Senate building. I don't know.
Not sure.
I don't know. It was like round and then like pointy at the top. Anyway, I don't know. What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It's like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course, but they've only been built in the few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. So an authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice Office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. Also inside of a clock tower? Are we in Big Ben?
Maybe.
Why would they put the... Okay. This is silly. This is silly. This is just a whole lot of silly. It's just silly. Yeah, it's just... It's silly. It's silly. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time if circumstances were difficult or different. Yeah, so we missed a whole part where we left the boat and I guess got on a train, but oh well. Whatever. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead we are here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So we'd have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need to require qualifications as a lawyer, which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. Alright, I hope I'm up to scratch. Good morning, sorry for keeping you. Oh, could this be? This guy isn't intimidating at all.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have bad guy vibes.
Oh yeah, he definitely doesn't absolutely remind me of the Chief Justice from the first trilogy games. Totally not.
Oh,
Remember the guy with the glasses?
Yeah.
And he wore like, I think he wore more like purpley. I don't remember. But yeah, it totally doesn't look kind of like him with the pointy hair bits and stuff. And yeah, totally.
Oh, he's definitely a good guy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh, totally. Everybody in authority figures are trustworthy.
Oh yeah, especially in this universe. Yeah,
Oh,
everybody is just really stand up. There's no corruption. There's no, no bull crap.
Secret
No
murders.
backstabbing. No
Literally.
setting people up.
Yeah.
Yeah, literal backstabbing.
Yeah. Oh! I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan? Seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. Ha ha, hee hee, hoo, ha. He's nervous. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Mal Strongheart. Oh my gosh, okay, hold on. I need to look up the name of the guy. Was his name Strongheart too? Because Strongheart sounds super familiar. Maybe not. No, but he sure looked like it. I don't know. I am Mo. How do I say that? Mal?
Male
Meal?
or might be male, like M-A-L-E, or mile.
Mile? I feel mile makes more sense. But I don't know. Mile.
Sounds cool. You're the first one for me. Who cares?
Yeah. I am Miles Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. Oh, again, I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't be a mouse. Oh,
Overhead.
It's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Runosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Yes. Thank you. I cannot do a British accent. I don't know how to do it. London. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Naruhodo? Oh? We had a wonderful view of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water, and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there, Suzato-san. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. Yes, there's much excitement about the upcoming great exposition. Oh my god, exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Great exhibition? Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. Oh, I know about this. Like the World's Fair? That's what talking about?
Probably.
Yeah, sounds like it. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history. It will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. I see. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's gonna be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Even if you do say so yourself, also, how does he have command over these, like, doves in the background? Who has just a bunch of doves and is just hiding over here, being like, oh, he's gonna do the thing. Okay, let him go.
Hey, he's got his own theme song, and he's got, he's got bad guy final boss energy. Okay,
It does.
That's probably why he gets command over stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. The sun will never set on our great empire. Sure about that? Perhaps it is fate that, in these progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Alright. Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student at law for the study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. Mr. Kazuma Sogi, if my memory serves? That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived? My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news? Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regrets that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. Oh man, she tough. She tough. What do you have to say, madame? It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Oh gosh. What do you know? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, this is it then. The moment of truth. Oh boy. Thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead? Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead, though without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean? Oh. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asogi. At least that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say this to this man. Mrs. Naruhodo, I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there's someone else here from Japan who would be described as a lawyer, it's... Actually, there's no one. It's Sato. It's me. Oh my gosh, I gotta want to say, actually, there's no one. Actually, there's no one. It's only been 40 days since Kazuma died, and yes, I've studied as hard as I possibly could, but can I really stand before this terrifying man and claim that I can do the job? Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, only one lawyer.
He's gonna kill us. He's gonna kill us.
But if I'm not sure if I can stand before this terrifying woman, I claim that I can't. I'm upside down on the floor if I do that. Not that I'm scared of Susanoo takedown, obviously, but still, perhaps I could change my answer. It's me. I can do it. Is that so? Yes. I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications or such, but... No qualifications, you say? And yet you still claim to be a lawyer? I had acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once. As it happens. And I was on trial for murder.
No personal stakes or anything.
Yeah. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was accused for glassing over the teachers. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Burya. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short of a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on the study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. I don't like how you said that.
Yes.
I would do anything to prove I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah. It sounds like we're gonna be the fall guy to something. It sounds like
Oh, yeah.
You know, that trend is continuing.
Or we're gonna be set up on a case that's like basically impossible or something bad. I don't know.
Maybe something is more of like an urban legend than it is a case.
Yeah, right. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement here, Mr. Naruto, was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. Perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes. That's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden?
Yes. Yeah, his face changed a little bit.
Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? Oh boy, what's this test? So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruto, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There is an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news. Today? Straight away? If you manage to...
I'm gonna laugh my butt off if it's Sholmes.
Oh my gosh! If he's the accused,
he's the defendant. Yes. Yeah. No, I can see that right now. I can see that totally being the thing, and us having to defend him, and everything being the shoes on the other foot, so to speak. Please let this be a thing. It'll be hilarious.
Oh, that would be so funny. I'm curious who's going to be the prosecutor. I don't know.
Hopefully the distant ancestor of what's his face?
Miles Edgeworth?
Yeah. Yes.
If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? It's not gonna be that simple. How do I get myself into these situations? You literally ask for it. You literally asked for it.
Literally.
Well, could I ask what sort of trial it is, Lord Strongheart? Yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? A murder? Extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. It's easy to say. But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably, you read that much in your short C-based introduction to British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life. I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I decide it's acceptable.
You're a terrible justice.
Yeah, you're awful. You can't do that, can you?
this is a defense. This is okay. Let's say our client is found guilty or whatever. We go through
Right.
this, right? I would be like having a wet dream as the client in this case because this case would be so full of gold on appeal. I could appeal it in my freaking sleep. I could have my cat appeal this case. That's how much easy appeal it would be if this went through.
Right? Oh my gosh. There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is to ensure that you don't lose. Mm-hmm. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court? If I lose, he'll be hanged? Mr. Naruto, I release more birds! You come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job, and you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. What? I need an answer from you. What's it to be? I guess so. What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? Yeah, I'll do it. Right then, if I have to give you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. What? No. No. You turned. No. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry, Miss Susato, but what can I do? It's alright. I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. Oh. Ooh. I love Susato. I like her. She tough. Like, not just like physically, like throwing us all the time, but like,
yeah,
she speaks out. She is a tough woman in these times. Like, whoo, boy. I like Susato.
Same.
She's great. You know, she's a little not great sometimes, but like, her character, great. I like it. What are you trying to say, madam? I think what Mrs. Sato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wow. It's the bees! Hello.
The true test. Watch the true test.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo! Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that... Hello, welcome to the chat. I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. Also, you know... What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Herbie? Herbie in the chat. You're taking too long to answer. Okay. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. I feel like then it would be delayed.
Yeah,
You won't-
mistrial or something.
It's like,
Possibly as well.
don't you have, like, you know, the right to have an attorney? Like, hello?
Yeah. I don't know. Is that a thing at this point in the
I
British legal
Guess
system?
not, which is ridiculous. Okay. You will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful. And that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Yeah, huh? Chief Justice, huh? Something seems a little flawed, and you're such amazing system, and you're such amazing London, and you're such amazing Great Britain.
Their infrastructure is great, but their legal infrastructure is kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. Please don't expect an answer to every question. I would like that, though. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. Why? Why is it only me? Where are all the other lawyers? What? I'm really his only hope? No, absolutely not. So, what do you say now, madame? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh. Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. There are so more birds. My office is covered in bird poop.
How does he keep everything clean?
Yeah, especially all these books. How do they not get like torn up by the birds? He's gone. The Old Bailey. Alright, I guess we're going there. If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. Yeah, I guess so. Can we talk more? What to do? Mrs. Otto, can I just no? Can I ask something before you throw me? Careful, from this position I can perform Mrs. Otto takedown in an instant. I know. Mrs. Naruhodo, you heard Lord Strongheart. This trial starts immediately. If I need to throw you, I will. You know, you could just say, I think we should hurry to the courtroom. If you need to ask me anything, it had better wait until we're at the Old Bailey. Okay. Let's go to the Old Bailey. Thank goodness, we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all. Where is he? Where is he? Where's Sholmes? Where is he? Where's Sherlock? Where is he at? He's in here. He's hiding. He's just gonna show up out of nowhere and scare the shit out of me.
What if it's the inspector instead?
I don't
Also
know.
possible.
I don't know. So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait is grand. Blech. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever it's about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're to defend is, imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Oh, top of the morning to ya, madam, sir. Oh my god. What? That's not a man, that's a leprechaun. You can't tell me that's not a leprechaun. That man is a
Right.
leprechaun. You see that hat? That's a
God,
leprechaun.
That's ridiculous.
That is a leprechaun hat. Let me see if I can do a little Irish accent for this man. What you doing following me here? Things all fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the east, are you? We're from Japan, yes. Japan, is it? Right, say no more. So, how much do you need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been here, there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange foreign land. Well, actually, I haven't got a place to stay yet, no. 'Tis grand! Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. Ha! 1,000 guineas? Please, Mrs. Otto, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? That's nothing to me at all. He is a leprechaun.
Oh my god.
He's a leprechaun. He got a common cold. This man's a leprechaun.
Yes.
He can't trick me. He's a leprechaun. There's nothing to me at all.
Where's your four-leaf clover? Come on.
Yeah, where's the four-leaf
Let me out of
clover?
this Jam.
You can't see his buttons. I want to see if there was like a four-leaf clover design on his buttons. I can't see him though.
I'll laugh my butt off if he made his money in cereal.
Well, pretty sure cereal was an American invention technically, but I don't know. If I'm remembering that correctly.
Yeah, I think it's a Battle Creek thing.
Yeah. It was made in a mental institution.
Yeah.
Yay! And there was a whole legal thing of who got to own the right to the name Kellogg's. Because, they were brothers, and one was the guy who ran the mental institution place. Who had crazy weird ideas of like, oh, you're not allowed to eat sugar or meat or other things, and you gotta do all this other shit, and like weird crazy hoo-ha. I don't know. And his brother was just like, okay, I accidentally made cereal, but it would be really great if I could put sugar in it, but your diet says no sugar. But I'm gonna do it anyway, and name the cereal after Kellogg's. And then sue you for the name. And then win. And then I don't think they talk to each other till like, I don't know, when one of them was on their deathbed. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, there's nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I've enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 30 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Oh, that hit me in the eye. Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving to ya no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh, to be honest, there's a little embarrassing. The trials that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. Oh, goody, yep. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Especially, you would be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about the thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. So he's gonna defend himself? That's probably a terrible idea.
I understand now. That's the reason why he doesn't have an attorney. It's because he's one of those guys that's, I don't need any help. I can do everything myself. I don't need any advice.
I feel like this guy is involved in some bad stuff. Maybe not murder, but probably some other shady business.
Oh, it's a nice story I got here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it. That kind of business, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Breaking some legs. Running some books. Taking some bets, unofficial bets. Yeah. Right.
It sounds like he's done some traveling as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he knows a little couple things about, drugs or, things like opioids. Anyway. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up. But that's probably why nobody wants to represent him, is because he's so sketchy.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I'm sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Dang blazes! Do you not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names? No, sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, You see? I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Just next to Hyde Park, there, in the center of London, is another beautiful park. Sorry, a park? What? It is called McGilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated to the city, so I did. An entire park in central London? A city of smiles, that's my vision for London. Magnus McGilded. This man is a leprechaun.
He's a meme.
Magnus, Magic, McGilded, Gold. He's a leprechaun.
Age, if you know what the Gilded Age is.
Yeah, but he's a leprechaun.
He's mildly irritating.
Yes.
I want Sholmes back.
I don't.
Alright,
He's gonna scare the shit out of me. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. But now they've the galley to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter of when London police, I ask ya? Alright, don't pass out. Mr. Naruhodo. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students, a study from Japan. A study tour from Japan, you see. So, if we don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy be to put yourself in our hands. What that was after saying, you daft agent? I've gotten you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Oh, yes. But I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you.
Ooh. Not saying what you mean, eh?
Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This character of a fellow claims to have more money than the queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lord of England? That's what I'm wondering too. Because he did it! That's the only explanation. Well, no, really, I don't know. Not at all. Although, it is a little strange, to be honest. Why don't you have a lawyer, I mean? That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry? Did he just say Reaper? Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Baruch von Zeeks. He is the prosecutor. Lord Baruch von Zeeks. Okay. The prosecutor? Is the Grim Reaper? Van Zeeks stands for the prosecution. They call the accused his sacrificial lambs.
That's not messed up.
Yeah, that's a little, bad. And to this day. What?
A little morbid.
Yeah, it is. It's a little morbid and doesn't seem good. Like, it doesn't seem very just. In every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? So he did set us up. The Chief Justice. He fucking set us up. I knew it. So
wait. So is that why the people won't take the case?
Yeah.
Because they can't win against this dude?
Yeah, because of the prosecutor, yeah. So it reached the desperate situation. Well, there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness, Lord Baruch van Zeeks. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. This guy sounds scary. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madame. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned, and this counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. It's counsel. That would be you? Oh, this time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Tell you. Yeah, I'm like, oh, we don't know anything. Tell you showed your face here. I made up my mind, so I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance. A student of law, wouldn't you know? There's no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. I literally know nothing about the case, or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Also, that this man is definitely a leprechaun. Mr. Naruhodo, this man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Cosmo would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the events, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. Alright, let's go. I'll be right there. Alright, let's go. It's happening then. My first trial in British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma, because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this.
No kidding.
Alrighty, let's get to the courtroom. That's not extremely intimidating at all. 18th of February, 10 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. That's also not incredibly intimidating. Who are these people? I don't understand. So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whenever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, what? I'm not terrified. What are you talking about? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, I just can't help it. Oh my god. That's Santa Claus! That man is Santa Claus.
He's absolutely Santa Claus.
This is Santa Claus. We got a leprechaun, Santa Claus, and that looked like a vampire. That didn't look like a Grim Reaper, that looked like a vampire. Which would be fitting, because he's Von Zeke. It's like, that's a vampire. He's a vampire, okay. Let's, I'm trying to do like a Santa voice now. Oh, in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I now call upon the counsel for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Oh my god, I'm gonna try to do a vampire sounding thing. Oh, blah 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 blah. The prosecution is fully prepared. It must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look awfully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready, and I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Yeah, that's a straight up vampire. What? Nipponese? Oh, what? Nipponese. Really?
Nipponese. Yeah.
Yeah. Nippon is Japan in Japanese.
Yes.
Nipponese. Jeez. Don't. I'm trying not to go into my freaking. Bleh. Those eyes pleased me. Nipponese. They showed your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They ran wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb.
Isn't that what's his face? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, like Von Karma.
Yeah.
He does kind of like remind me of Von Karma. A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. Is an accused of murder a capital offense? You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? People will be a little rude, foreigners. Does he have a choice?
No.
As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young, even if the bloodline is a student from some little island off the far east. It is not the British way to ignore the dangers of yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance. Actually, no, it's not. I like to think that acts of chivalry to the Great British Empire proud. This to be gilded, but a fine gentleman London has in him. did you hear that he donated 5,000 pounds to the government the other day? Mother, please may we go and play at McGilded Park? It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded. A most laughable... I don't know, something, what he's saying? Most laudable sentiments. Now... Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you. At least the jury. Okay. So this is the jury. Oh man. That guy over there, that's just a dog. That's the dog in top hat and costume. You can't tell me that's not a dog. Oh, so this man has a knife in a courtroom. And then there's just a sweet old lady sewing.
Oh, yeah.
She's just knitting a scarf over there. And there's this guy with a knife. There's this lady who looked very relatable with the dead stare off into nothing. This man feels like he has a million other things he'd rather be doing right now. And this lady, she's just annoyed with everyone who ever existed in her entire life. So we got some interesting, Wait, the dog is drinking!
The dog is drinking? What?
The guy who looks like a dog. That guy looks like a dog.
Uh-huh.
He's drinking!
Alcohol? What?
Yeah! Look at his hand!
This really is the past.
We got a guy with a knife, an old lady just knitting up a sweater, and this guy who's drinking. Also, he's one of the people who drive horses. He has the same uniform as the guy who was in who rode us around. So he's driving drunk.
Wow.
Wow, what a cast of characters we got ourselves here today. And that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Yes, my lord, if the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready. Okay. Yeah, sure they are impartial. Sure they are. At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish properly. Naturally, I agree. Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. She does not care, and he's drinking. I feel a chill. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with the knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Mr. Naruhodo, these people are... The jury? Yes, it's something we don't have in Japan yet. That's right, I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of those 6 jurors. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I only trust the old lady. She's the only one I trust. But why do I feel like she's gonna stab me in the back somehow? She's gonna stab me the worst in the back, more than everyone.
Yeah, I agree. I'm getting the same vibes.
The judge passed the sentence according to the law, but the jurors determined guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses. Yes. Sure. For Prosecutor Van Zix. My lord, it's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd re-announced your fame. I thought maybe you just died, but then I remembered you're a vampire, so you can't really die exactly. Maybe, I don't know. So it looks like we're in a church, so I don't know how you're allowed in here, but I don't know. I'm just Santa Claus. Oh. I'm known as I'm known as the Reaper of the Valley of the Bailey, my lord. And for me, rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. He is a vampire. He wings vampire.
Wow.
Vampire. So what brings you back? How's it going? How's the weather outside? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware? Look at this man, he's a vampire. I leave that to your imagination, my lord. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart. Never, Mr. Naruhodo. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now, done opening statements, I think. Summary of the case, if you please. I'm trying to get back into doing the freaking Dracula. Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. We must be the only ones in here that aren't actually aware. Trying to remember how to do a freaking vampire accent. The incident took place in the late evening 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. I'm not doing it right. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice Fire Mason. Sorry? Thrice? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be most indestructible. I don't know. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence. The autopsy report has been entered to the court record. Okay, can I get that, please? Forgot the crime scene was into the court record. Okay, can I look at that, please? Can I look at that stuff, please? Thank you very much. A report prepared by the Scotland Yard coroner gives the cause of death as internal hemorrhaging as a result of a single stab wound to the abdomen. Is there more? Victim named Thrice Fired Mason. Well, his name is Mason. Wow. Age 54. Occupation brickmaker. Time and cause of death 15th of February, 10 p.m. between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife while journeying in an omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma. Okay. And picture. Okay. Stop. He's missing a button. Important detail. Okay, window. Yes. That window looks like it's covered. But this window's open. Now he's missing a button. That seems important. Very important. He got glasses, his hat. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, button missing. Glasses. He got a mustache. Things sort of red outside. I don't know. That's probably not relevant. Okay. But good to know. Button missing. Okay. Photograph the victim of the omnibus. The knife in his abdomen cleavage face is partly obscured from the view by an old crooked hat. Okay, got it. People. East End. Okay. Okay, how old is... Okay, he's 32. 52. 28. That's 4. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Okay. And one other item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. And these are... Good lord! Is that blood council? Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hand of the accused when he was arrested. What? Mr. McGilded gloves had blood on them? Hold on. Let me look at this again. There's only blood right here. Why would he have blood on the gloves? Sounds sus to me.
Sounds planted.
Yeah. Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well. Defendant's leather gloves. Writing the time needs instead. There's a plain stain on the right hand. Okay, right hand. Getting better. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London. Well, nothing will come of grumbling now. No, by the way, is Mr. Gilded right-handed? Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right. That is true, yes, he was. Huh, pity if only he were left-handed. I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really. Okay. But it's on the inside of the glove.
Yes.
That don't make no sense.
No, it does not. Unless we're gonna argue that he was holding the knife. And that's how he got it.
But it would be on the outside of the glove. Right?
If he's holding the knife and the knife goes into him and his hand is on the handle as the knife goes into him, that's where the blood would be.
No, because if it stabbed him, it's, splashed it out. If any of the blood had gotten that far onto the knife, some of it would have gotten on the back of his glove. Plus, it's like right at this seam area. Like, wouldn't it be more like on his finger too? Right?
Yeah.
Don't know where that would have came from, but... Interesting, okay. How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I've even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were nearly 2 passengers traveling inside this vehicle at this time. Only 2? Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded. Oh. Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Bandit, what do you say? Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded. To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening, but whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep? That is the motion of the carriage, my lord. Lieutenant it is. And when I opened my eyes again, it was a desperate sight for me, the body of a man I never laid eyes on before in my life. Hmm. Okay. But so he never seen the brickmaker before? So that means
I don't think that.
So that means Mr. McGilded got into the carriage first, fell asleep, and then the dude's body was put in there?
Possibly.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Now I ask you, what a good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? Ah. Right. That's why there's actually blood on his thing. Because, like, how the knife would be, if he's trying to pull the knife out, he's grabbing onto the blade part of it.
Yes.
So that's why there's actually blood on it, because there didn't look like there was any blood on, like, the handle part. So he's trying to grab it from, like, atop the handle, where the blade is, and trying to pull it out like that. Which makes a lot more sense. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if don't know how he would know this, but when you never pull a knife out of a stab victim.
Yeah, but I don't think most people might not know that.
No.
So the blood got into the gloves then after the man had been killed. Plus, it sounds like he was already dead because he died from internal hemorrhaging. So he was already dead.
What it sounds like.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that statement of the drivers is only the beginning. What? It's not all of it? There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stopped. I'm like, I can't say in the same accident. To the oh my god, precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stopped. I don't know, I can't keep up. I can't keep it up. Order! When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. Oh, you know about coffins, yeah, don't you, Mr. Dracula man?
I'm sure he sleeps in one.
Yes,
I love
absolutely. I do like that they're absolutely on purposefully making him look like a vampire. Spread his wings, nail in the coffin. Come on. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all. Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses at once. Oh, this poor man's cold.
Who does your man remind you of?
I don't know.
The old lady he's knitting his tour.
Oh my god. Yes. Oh shit. Okay, wait, we have to look at these witnesses again. Witnesses, your name and occupations. Beppo. Oh my gosh. Well, my name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an army bus in the East End. Fair play? Yeah, sure, you don't like sketchy as fuck.
It's fair play.
Bruce Fairplay, I live in Gun City. First. Lady first.
Oh my god. Alright. It's enough.
I love it. Lady first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's such a good name. I love that. I want a
It is
D&D
funny.
character named that now. Like, it's so good. I bake hats for jets. Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incidents. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Then let's proceed to your formal testimonies then, please. Each be tell the court precisely what you saw. Alright. What the witnesses saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remembered well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. Oh, that's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Ambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel? Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As had been clearly stated from the onset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have been seen the inside of the moving carriage.
You're looking at him like he's insane.
How quaint. I've read that civilization in Eastern Island nations was a good cut century behind our own. But you're in London yourself. Are you really so arrogant about our omnibuses? Huh? Tell me, my Nipponi's friend, have you even traveled in an omnibus? Well, only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is. What? Do you mean? The actual scene? How? A carriage is designed to be moved after all. Presumably you understand that much? Yes? The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff? I just kind of gave up doing the accent, I don't know. Bring forth the stricken omnibus! Yep, there it is. Baker Street, Old St. 105th Avenue, Joan Masters, London head office. Ah, okay, I see. So then where were they all sitting, is the question. So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. Okay. 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows the best views of the city's agriculture and sights are to be had from the top of the omnibus. And I should point out to the foreign guests. Ah, there's a skylight in the roof allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. That's really not great if you're wearing a skirt. That's a little weird. Alright. Ah, skylight. Oh! The penny drops at last, I see. These two gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight. Ugh, that makes perfect sense. Does it? Oh, Counsel, this is the first. In all my years behind his hair. In all these years behind the mic, I've never experienced the crime scene without being brought into the courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit to the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish. Very well, I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence. The omnibus has been considered as court record. Okay, can I look at that, please? I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as the evidence? I would like to look at that pretty, please. Alright, what are we looking at here? Okay. So, okay, that's where he got stabbed. Okay. And they are saying that he was sitting right next to him. Okay. Phoenix Wright Omnibus.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Joel Masters, London head office. Baker Street's Old Saint in the city of Joel Masters, London head office. Okay. Secret under? No, I can't look at the under. Okay. So they were sitting here, the two guys. They wouldn't be able to see shit! They're fucking liars! They wouldn't be able to see fucking shit! Would they? Wait. No, they would. Dang it. Okay, maybe they would be able to see it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, they could have. Also, there's a latch. There's a latch outside of this thing. Okay. This is where the dude sits there at the horse and carriage. Okay. Can I, like, look at this one? Okay. Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? Look, the scene of a murder. It's horrible. Okay, nice. We can go inside. Alright. Okay. Nude. That's blood that's soaked into the sea. The victims, obviously. Yes, and the scene would be peculiarly visible from the roof deck. Would you really stab somebody in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder? Well, it was after dark, and there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Okay. Can I look at anything else around? Can I look at... What's this? Oh, that post is a poster for the Great Exposition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event. Okay. Look anywhere. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck. And there doesn't appear to be a handle or latch of any description. Suppose it can't be opened from the inside of the cabin, at least. Okay, that's good to know. Can't be opened from the inside. Okay, I can turn around. Anything on these seats? Okay, let's look at that. What's that? The seat has a handle, it seems. Ah, storage. Okay. What's in here? This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running. Feeding tubes, tubes to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems. There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure. Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway. Okay, it's good to know. Ah, that's supposed to be a great episode of the 6 months. Let's focus. Star. Okay. 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 Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then. Okay, and then we'll look at here. So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here. So people sit all the way up here on a bitter winter night with the cold air rushing past them? And they have to pay money to do so? I can't imagine how cold it must feel. That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late. Okay, that is a good question to ask. Why they were up there if it's cold out?
Maybe they were getting into a fight with each other. That'll come out soon.
Maybe. Anything about that? No. Okay. Let's go back. Okay. Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here. Yep, I did that. Let's continue with proceedings then. Your cross-examination counsel. Pray don't expect us, this Nipponian stray, to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights. Alright, my first cross-examination in the British court. Focus, Ronosuke. Focus! Alright, let's get to this. What the witnesses saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh, yes, sir, that's right, yes. It was freezing cold, in fact. Okay. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct? Oh, yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling the same parts of the bus, of course, though. No. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alighted, for example. Oh, quite with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No, none. So nobody fled the scene of a crime, then. All I have to say, though, boss insists on it running. He does every evening, the last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see? Yes, I spent that much on the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. Okay. The mannequins of Killingham sat next to each other and said the bus. And you saw them to the skylight in the roof of the carriage. That's right, when you sit on the top deck, the windows are right there at your feet. There was a lamp on inside, so we had a pretty good view. Okay. That doesn't look like our man at all. Doesn't look like our defendant.
No,
That
not at
does
all.
not look like a record, people. Like this, it doesn't look like that guy. I don't know. Two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces, so you couldn't. Okay. Well, there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded. How do you know? How can you be so sure? Well, okay, put it politely. Gilded is a gentleman of rather small stature. I could not mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There's no room for doubt here. Okay. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. Okay. You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Or fair, income, hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I've really got to get his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, that is. My lord! Do you remember number 3? What's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like this stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. Oh, and that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, you can't fool me. Oh, shit. That's dramatic. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. This is precisely what I was about to say. Wait. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors. Hey guys, we have it. What is happening here? This is very dramatic. Let me see. Oh yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. What the fuck? Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean... Let's do our very best to make sure it doesn't happen. I'm even more worried than I was before. Well, the court acknowledges the change in the jury stance. Answer for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. This is a nightmare. Alright, fun. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. Okay. He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. Anyone else doing anything? I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absentmindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out from his belly. That huge great knife. Oh, a grim sight indeed. So he didn't see when he stabbed him, he just saw the knife in him. Ah, that didn't help me at all. Yes, it did.
Yeah, it helped because he didn't establish that the thing where he didn't establish that he killed him.
Yeah, he just saw that there was a knife in the dude. Jury like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before. That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. Gilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. Mr. First! Oh, yes, sir. Is this the knife you saw? Fancy knife. Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. The very one, sir. Is that? Yes, Consul, this is the blade that was driven into the victim's body like a stake through the heart. God damn it. Like a stake went through the heart. I can't. That is a blade of considerable size, Consul. It is. And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned with prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar. Please? No? M for Magnus, perhaps? Or McGilded, possibly? Take your pick. It seems a peculiar big name in London made a magnificent mistake. But there are M's everywhere! Yes! Like in Mason! Oh, that's true! In Mason. This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. You don't know that. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. You're just assuming that. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel. Murder weapon, okay. Be quite valuable. Okay. Oh, shut up. I'm doing something. Okay. There's a horse. Can't find anything out of the place. What? Okay, what about? Okay, right here. That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, sorry, yes. I just don't really like blades. Oh. Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist. That's not a blade. That's Kazuma's soul. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. Okay. There is an M on it. Or is it W? And the letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilded's initial. And it's beautifully gilded too. It must be very valuable, I should think. Ah! What is it? Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W. This should change everything. A W? Yes. This is one of those, you know, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it. I'm afraid I don't know at all. But what I am sure is that this is an M. Oh. Let's quickly wash. I don't know. But there's a horse on it. Nothing about the horse that's on the thing. Okay. Okay. This looks a lot like blood. Surely it's blood, the victim's. Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood. But you think it wouldn't? Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust. Yes, I do understand. Okay. 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 What are the names of the people? Ethan, Bruce. My lord, if you forgive the interruption. Yeah, Joanna, what you go on? Mr. McGill is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be secreted. However, God damn it, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Wait, what are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish. Wow. No! I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. I have painstakingly typed every word edited here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in position to draw the only logical conclusion. God damn it, lady! Not again! That's 4 out of 6 jury members who's proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. We've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may fly. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. Okay. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Alright, so when it happened, the only 2 people in the enclosed cabin area were the victim and the defendant. And, so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man trying to defend it to the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here. Ugh, what am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be? Before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand this case much better than we do at the moment. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witnesses' statements again, a little more carefully this time. Okay. There's the last person leaving and a few customers really remember well. And then it goes getting well with the stick next stage of the bus. Notably, the accused was returning to his hats. He stepped to my screen, but I couldn't help it. So I heard the scream. Okay, well, I didn't press on this one. What exactly did you see? Oh, well, sir, it would be the passenger, sir. He collapsed on the floor, he was. And by the passenger, obviously you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And the other passenger that had the knife in his hand, like this. And the other passenger, obviously referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded, but he wasn't. He wasn't stabbed on the floor. He wasn't stabbed on the floor. He was stabbed in the seat, and then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. What? Yeah, that's incorrect. My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, you're number 5, too. I take it that you too. As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly apparent to me. It would be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. Basis from it. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say. No, please, just keep an open mind a little. Yup, now, silver blades, the finish is in sight. Okay, our literal hope is on this old lady. Bobo was a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. This is too unkind, sir. Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. Madam Juror number 6. Yes, dear. What can I do for you? You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand. Oh, yes, I certainly have. I still got me hearing, you know. Then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your learning? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always got to go to the park and around this time of day on such a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. The Gilded Park, it's called. The gentleman donated to the city, you know. But a smile on Londoners' faces, he said, I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life. He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right, a man like that would stab someone, surely? Mother, maybe go to make a public library later and borrow some more books? How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds, you people not know? What kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is? Aw, shit. What kind of man is he? The philanthropist, Magnus McGilded, has enough wealth to purchase the entire city, claims it on so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Skylark, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls. What? Stole the crows! I gotta lend money to an extortionate rates of interest so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak. I've never heard any mention of that before. Yeah, your fallacies haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madame. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in his entirety not have a carriage of his own? Yeah, wouldn't he? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? You're not saying that Victim, a poor brick man, had next to nothing to his name save considerable financial liability. It would come to as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Good gracious! Brickmaker was desolate. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. But, okay, but then why? Why would he kill him? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, if that was it, if it was over, then why would he kill him?
Right. It's just like, why? What's the point of killing him? By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded. I don't believe it. If I might add something briefly, Mrs. Otto. You claim the victim had been lent money by Mr. Gilded. But where's the evidence to support your claim? Oh, yes. Oh, he's freaking pouring himself some wine. Jeez. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law. I was parched and need my blood. Ah, there it is! Lord Van Zick's hallowed chalice! How can this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I heard the ladies from the Far East show great courage, but I don't expect to experience it myself. As judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. That's the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Oh. Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. Please do, I would like to read it. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. Okay. Catalog of people who had borrowed money from the defendant at a high rate of interest. It includes the victim who owed 20 guineas. Okay. Oh yes, 20 guineas. Victim owed a considerable sum. Okay, but can't see what other names are listed on it. Open, please. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry. Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside? Well, it's not as though we know any London's gentry personally, do we? Or from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder. I'm sure you will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside. Oh, let's see what we find. Alright, open. Okay, what do we got? Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Goodness! What is it? Look at this. Do you see the name here? Bruce Fairplay! Should that mean something to me? Yeah, it's one of the witnesses. It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. Oh yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching. It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information. Okay, gotcha. Okay, good to know. That's what I was thinking, that there's going to be one of the witnesses' names in there. Okay. So that means the only person who would be in a position to say they saw the actual stabbing would be him. Good to know. And the accused may quite certainly have ample recompense. Well, it seems I've had the whirlpool over my eyes. Regrettably, madame, if that is the modus operandi of the accused. And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel! Wait, no, leave! Still, maybe it's all for the best. But wait a minute! Let's think about this for a moment. I don't stand for nonsense. Wait! What? How was it? The last year's decision. How did it sound? According to this Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. The final verdict? It's over then. Oh! There is a full footnote, though. A footnote? However, the defense... All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Excuse me, I'm having a breakdown, Your Honor. Mrs. Otto, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation of examination of the jurors at this point. Oh! So we can examine the jurors. Summation? Examination? A summation examination. From which century has that tome you have there been Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. The modern text on British law wouldn't even give such a antique predator mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, so no longer practiced. Does it still in law? So you're out of luck. But if it's still a current law, we can still use it. You don't have to peer pressure. You can't peer pressure us. We're foreigners. We don't follow your social laws. Your social norms. We do what we want.
Exactly.
Oh. What even is it, Miss Cesaro? The so-called summation examination. Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it. You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails? Typical Neapolitans. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what, exactly? Appeal to them to change their learning and reverse their decisions, and it says here that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions. Sometimes gone by, barristers would use this summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use. Wonder why? Because of you. Because of this dude. Because of this asshole. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age. I would, because I literally have nothing left to lose.
Yeah, right.
Like, I have everything to gain from this. Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiqued and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. Hell yeah. What do you think, Mr. Naruto? Yeah, do it! A summation examination. Our last possible option. Yep. Sir, alright. It's alright. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
Yeah, object. London is the capital of the city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried. But if it's alright, it's alright. I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Woman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? Well, I'm not, there was no mention of this lover I see, you see, so... members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decision and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. My lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. She not responding. It seems to have thrown the jurors off. It seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then, the summation of examination. Defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for. To turn this trial around. So be it. Then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime. Alright, let's do this. Okay. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. Except he says he stabbed him inside. Yeah, no, you're dumb. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say, absolutely brazen. I simply typed in collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion. You were just a girl, fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor That beggars belief. Wait, more than 4 pence? Wait, but if it was 20... Yeah, he's not paying attention at all. What? If it's not supposed to be more than 4, then how is it 20 that he got paid? I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now. Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, do they, though? Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language. Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works. Oh? I thought I was going to have to dull their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. But then, they've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. Then what on earth am I supposed to do? Use evidence? Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. What do you mean? Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to be present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just have to find themselves here in the courtroom together. And that's the way to break them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, then we can contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. I see, so it contradicts in which 2 or more jurors say what we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination. Oh yes, I suppose you're right. Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off. Shall we start proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take a stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal. Yes, my lord. Alright. During examination. Alright. Defense's rebuttal. Okay. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it had to have been him. Okay. Certainly, the testimonies we've heard suggest the victim and Mr. McGilded were alone inside the carriage. Precisely my point. But could there be some other explanation? Something we haven't considered yet? Such as? I don't know. Ah, well, perhaps that's something we could, all work out together, huh? Now listen here, maybe you don't know how things work around here because you're from foreign clime. We're here to form more opinions of others than I have. Okay. Oh dear, he doesn't appear to be in the mood to consider an alternate point of view, does he? No, I'm going to have to pit the jurors against one another. Okay. So, he's saying 4 people. I just judging his estimate seems 4 passengers. Fares totaling 20 pence. And against.
Objection!
Yeah. Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other. You? Explain yourself, counsel. Me? Oh dear, what have I said? As well as silver blazes, made a name I haven't the first idea what you're talking about. According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Quite right, I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence. And it is a fair and convenient single-base price, just the way London carriages should be operated. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. I meant why? 4 passengers paying 4 pence each, if you did the multiplication. Oh, it would be 16 pence. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely 1 person's fare. 1 person's fare? Yes, in other words, on the bus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about. Good gracious! This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is in our watchword. The figures you or coachman claim most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. I beg your pardon? Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus?
Ooh.
Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end, Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the end of the side of the set of scales. Oh good. I'll hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go in? Why do I get my hand on you, Mapo? Boop. Back it goes. Yeah. It's all very irritating. Begging your pardon, sir, I'm going to do the same. Very dramatic. Oh, but Mike! Not you as well! A penny can't be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters. Oh, really? I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo, you did it! If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. 2 more. Actually, there's something else that is bothering me about a couple of theirs. Then that's where you must strike next. So we need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertion. Okay, exactly. You can do it. Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. And so you have the floor again and continue with your summation examination. Alright. Okay. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I say, absolutely brazen. Gently typed and collected those statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion. First, oh, wait, the old lady and the other dude. Stabbing him on the floor. No, empty. Yeah. No lady and the dude with the knife. Those 2 statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain that, so post haste. Oh, dearie me, I only needed a jumper for my other half. What is all this, claptrap? What does this contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Ha! Want to test me, do ya? It was like this, stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up, just like the prim banker said. Yes, was Mr. Fairplay's testimony quite true? Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me? It is it? What can I do for you, young man? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim at him? Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so. Now, don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions. What? Bless my stitches! What a muddle. What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh. But why? Why the Dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience? As you say, oh dear me. I can't buy people telling lies. The scales.
You'll believe it. Wait! Now, this my fellow jurors, and when you cannot listen to this man, look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious. He's still sorcerer using magic. Oh, so.
If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this?
Answer this, Dark Jinx.
Huh? Me?
What exactly is the problem? What if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events?
What of it?
Let's say this guy did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then Shylock stabbed him again. This lady saw him do it. Well, let's say it didn't happen like that,
You call it a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this needle to you. Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you. Not really ready to kill each other right now. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime?
I'm gonna say no, because the single step. Nope. Okay. That's out of the question.
Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman.
What is it, you dark jigs? Come on out with it!
What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question.
What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I see the two witnesses saw different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof.
Yeah, I can. It looks like there's only one going to convince him is present him with something. I got this. Yeah. Some irrefutable hard evidence, as you wish.
What?
I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime as proven by... Let's see the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once. Only once. It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times. Alright, I can see defeat. Haha, alright. Delicious. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won. I mean, we haven't won. We're just continuing the trial.
What are you playing at, you dandy fool?
Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me.
We had a consensus.
I said your trap.
I know a liar when I see one, and if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head.
Please tell me he's a barber.
You tell me he's a barber? Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation or examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. Jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly...
Are you really overlooking the guy looking the knife and saying he's gonna use the knife on somebody in the middle of court?
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
No big
okay.
deal.
Yeah, I'm sure it's perfectly okay.
It's totally fine and legal and yeah. Anyway.
Actually looks for a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate. And the trial must continue. Hooray! I ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. Take that, Dracula, man. So, Lord Van Zix, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. Yeah, have some wine. Or blood, some more blood. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so dramatic. Oh my god. Having severed the...
He didn't throw it to the floor.
He crushed it in his hand. He crushed it in his hand.
Yeah, he didn't throw it to the floor though. He's not a real vampire.
Yeah. Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hollow chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust, but I forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zix! Is it cold here, or is it just me? As you told, no doubt, says the prosecution may not speak during an examination. So I ordered a deathly silence. Listen to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Ooh. You sure that's a good idea to say that? Not
egos.
That's
a lot of egos in this trial, and a lot of egos in the jury, and I think that was a bad move, Mr. Prosecutor.
Yeah, that was not. It's not a good idea to insult the jury. I know. Oh, no matter. There's nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, and why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Oh shit, the cape comes up. Bring forth the witnesses once more! Oh no. Witnesses, I trust you hear the summation examination we just had to endure. Oh yes sir, that I did, sir. Of course I heard it. Oh yes sir, I heard it. Sir, on the end, the coachman, I believe it's Beppo. Yes, sir, my lord, yes, sir. But it transpires that in your previous testimony, you are attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus. You will be found guilty of perjury. You will be advised to bear that in mind, sir. Oh, my dear, no. Oh. Now that witnesses are hereby call you on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination. Alright. Various misgivings. I only carried 4 passengers tonight, I swear, well, I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. He fiddled us on the fare, he did, and then I saw that blood curdling said as well, it's all too much. I told you I saw him go stab that man, everything I said before stands. Yes, he's stabbed him, yes he did. I think so too, yes. Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom 5th passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion was arson from the coachman's sly little consage? Consage?
I don't know,
Is that it?
cousinage?
Cousinage? Yeah, cousinage. Okay.
Well, explain yourself.
I'm terribly sorry, Girl Master.
The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board, you know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare?
It's just so cold, and the last run of the day is always half empty.
You have been dishonest, coachman.
I'm sorry.
Oh, a disgrace, Peppo, a disgrace! And your selfish actions have brought dishonor in the entire guild.
If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week.
What?
4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I can't make the result come out differently. Note that figures.
Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation of examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cross-examination time, alright. There's misgivings. I only carried 4 passengers and I swear it, but so, there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4 pence fare, is that right?
Excuse me.
It's me.
Mr. First! Oh, how can I help you, sir? That last statement, did it trouble you in some way? Oh, not particularly, sir, no. If anything, he's troubling me more than that hat of his. Has he greased his head? Oh dear, sir. Oh, my hat's not troubling you, sir. I'm just an apprentice, you see? Mr. Naruto, even the witnesses can see what's going through your mind. You really must be more careful. I wish it were more that simple. Okay. Thought I had something there, but maybe not. So, let's pay 5 pence for the butts. Oh, wait, I'll go back. Dang it. Blood wasn't very dead, and I saw a blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. Okay, let me start from the beginning. Let's start at the beginning of this, please. Okay, I know. Okay, come on. So I need to pay careful attention here. Okay, I don't want to miss even a flicker of a reaction among these witnesses. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Remember, if you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting in a strange way, don't hesitate to pursue them as the reason. Okay. That's what I was trying to do. More passengers. Wait, I didn't. Dang it, I did it again. Oh well. Fucking. This blood-curdling sight. You mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir.
Awesome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man who the moment of his life's taken.
Oh, well, not exactly, sir.
You know, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed. But gracious, really?
I have another witness who did, however, the banker has already testified to it. Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. It may turn out to be very significant. I heard the banker gent next to me get a sharp intake of breath, see, and that's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw the horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating. Okay.
Stabbed that man. Everything I said before stands.
Hold it!
So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilden, stabbed the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him? That's what I said, isn't it? If it was bothering me before this was. For just a brief moment, he's hesitated before answering the question. Anyway, there was only the two of them inside the carriage, wasn't there? There's been much talk of a fifth passenger, but as if he had zero evidence. And what are we wasting all this time for? It's black and white, the man's guilty. Nothing about Mr. Fairplay's testament, so just jars with me. Wish I could work out what it was. Yes, he stabbed him, yes he did. I think so too, yes.
Hold it!
Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Oh yes, that's right. You said the victim was on the floor and it described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. I suppose I might have, yes, put the cart for the horse, maybe.
What's this?
Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck. Oh, I expect that was me, sir. And when I turned around, yes, I saw through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking out from his midriff, sir. Midriff. That's right, yes, and the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes. So in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all. I really thought I did, but when I go over it again in my head, I don't actually these guys again. No, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing, did I? Oh, there we go.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? No, you just listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Huh? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he just happen to see the exact moment the crime was committed? No chance. Well, it's hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on top of an omnibus, that is. Peeping? I'm a respectable city maker, you know, and I know what I saw and remember as clear as a bowl of rat's day. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that, right? I'll tell you just how grim it was. Did you think I would forgot the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed the man? Blood-soaked hands? 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 I'm gonna have to go with a, wrong thing.
Objection.
Blood-soaked hands? Well, I admit that soak might be laying it a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilden, on the night in question. Oh, yes, right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there. But as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. Oh. In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. But, no, that can't be right. So you're the liar here, then. That's right, you're quite clear about it. You said both hands. Mr. Fairplay, and your last statement was a lie. It calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth?
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands, it was only one, but the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused. No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Why? I'm a city banker for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Understanding members of society don't prevaricate. He's claiming to have no reason to lie, but is that really the case? No, that's not true. Mr. Naruhodo, if we had some evidence to claim why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide on this trial completely. Yeah, because I have evidence. I show that yes, there is evidence. My lord? Counsel? The defense is ready to present evidence. I sure. Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony. Very well. I recall the defense have presented this evidence. Evidence that demonstrates the motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court. Just this thing.
Take that!
This is the list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. Gilded. Here is a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion. The point is, among these names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Well, Mr. Fairplay, are you certainly indebted financially to the accused? Oh, well, that's really worth of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? Well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. Gilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case? These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, we're the creditor, the defendant, we are to be sentenced to a capital punishment. All outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist. Cease to exist? Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw? In a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? Oh boy. Order! Mr. Bruce Fairplay! Yes, you're... Let me ask you again. And be aware that your answer may mean most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you, or did you not, see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. Alright, now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch? But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on McGilded's hands, both of them. That's impossible. And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained. She keeps saying... Oh, first, I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir? Go ahead, Mr. First. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure that it was on both his hands, not just one. What? What? It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all your witnesses. This time I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Mrs. Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last. Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Witnesses' testimonies. What the witnesses really saw. There was blood on both hands of these aliens. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired. That matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attackers' hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself, no, until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen. You sure? Well, lo and behold, in truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment of the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside the carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. That's really not what testimony is about. Let's examine the exterior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating with the witnesses' accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. What the witnesses really saw. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. Sincerely remember that. No, the evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question in the courtroom. I'm well aware of that, sir, but nonetheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both his hands. He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw, but why? Your reasoning is dire. One and or two, the salient point remains unchanged, and it's up to the grim crime the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired. That matters. Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know. But, we're crying out loud. We all know that no one else could possibly have done it. I was just trying to feed us all some time. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? How do you hope to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty? That's not entirely not what I was hoping for. I just lost a little guinea or 10 when I backed the wrong horse in the dory, that's all. I was only doing it all back. There's a fixture in this weekend, that's a sure thing. A little guinea or 10? I'm a beggar. No one bets an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend. I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir. This witness's scruples are non-trialed here. Proceed to the next witness. Is that really how it's supposed to work? I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attacker's hands with blood on them. You definitely saw it too? Blood on both hands? Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGill's gloves has any sort of blood on it. That's right. The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilded sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir. He wasn't wearing these gloves? That's correct, sir, and I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly. It's true that colored stain on the dark leather glove wouldn't have been easy to see. I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused in the in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilded gloved hands. There wasn't blood on his hands? It's puzzling indeed. This must be significant somehow, I'm sure of it. Okay. I didn't actually see anything myself, no, not until I heard the scream. Okay. You didn't see anything. Oh yes, sir, that is to say, no, sir, I didn't. I'm sorry about what I said before, sir. I'm very sorry, yes, sir. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and say I saw him stab that man. Well, wouldn't you agree, sir? I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories. Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it? No, sir, I saw nothing at all. Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horse. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of the London streets. No? Oh, please, you didn't even see that? It was so cool that night to see you. All I could do was keep me from passing out, sir. Yes, my hair was fairly frozen solid. Sorry to say, sir. It would seem prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights. Bad boy! Well, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen. And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus? That's right, oh, it's fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Well, yes, I remember shipping, it was so bitter. Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. No? Why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked. That's right, it's a public bus service for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair pay. Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gentleman inside just gestured at me to clear off, so I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm, cold cabin below. I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring long and hard. That's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else in that cabin, I would have noticed. Equivocal, I would say. I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin with the skylight? They might not have been able to. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed events in the cabin through the skylight and the floor of the upper deck, is that right? That's right, yes. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. What? My golly, really? Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure, but the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Enough hypothetical murdering. My neo-pace friend, the prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here in the flesh. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution demand. You will have an area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Okay, where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting the potential extra passenger could have been situated? Over here. On this side. Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here. Ah, that's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it.
Objection!
It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Neapolitans have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. The British Court of Law evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. It is unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allure. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo? No. Honestly, don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? It would have been our defendant, I think, yeah. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name. What a fool. The response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to the hard lessons not yet learned. Yes, not to lay out for the defense is still to name the passenger on the other seat. This could be it. This could be a chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from the view was, I believe, our dude. Passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. Like, Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant. Yeah, I'm saying the defendant was in the spot. Can't see. Somebody else was sitting next to the... Oh my god! Why? Why do you have glass everywhere, man? Jeez! Oh my god, how many chalices do you have? If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my old chalice, do forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zix, people talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say? That may explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. Man! What a hater. Hater. Anything to say about that, Scott? I cannot hear you. Do not know if you are muted.
Been muted. He's very unlikable. I think that's the point of him.
Yeah, he's very unlikable.
Also, I think I don't know if you heard me before, but I think the guy who's, I think our juror is the dude with the knife.
Yeah, maybe. The one who did the stabby?
Yes.
Maybe. I'm not sure. We have no, we don't have any connection to them yet, but we'll have to see. Oh, he was already missing a button on his vest. Oh, he's wearing gloves too! Wait, hold on. Is in the picture he's wearing gloves? Yeah, he's still wearing, he has one glove at least on. Okay, interesting. Okay. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to that fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built. By that premise, may be wrong. What? If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, It creates an inconsistency that can't be recoiled in any way. What inconsistency, counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains. The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, the testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And who was this third party? Obviously, the true culprit. Extraordinary! Oh no! What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
The defense postulation is just that, nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused. But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yes. Tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them though. Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. What particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen to sport, Mr. Post? I'm afraid I don't remember. And you call yourself a hat? A style of a hat makes no difference. There was no third-party passenger in that cabin. How can you be sure? Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGillen, would undoubtedly have offered to dispose the fact. Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. The accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled? He's right. If there was another person traveling in the closed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. Gilded would have been unaware of it. Order! There's clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bringing the accused, Mr. McGill, to the stand. Oh, what do you say, counsel? Prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? As a suspect, he may have already made a full statement to the police. But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely? Magnus McGilden is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out that the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Observable events, what is your opinion? My lord, should we ask Mr. McGill to testify or not? Yeah, probably. Probably gonna talk to him. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilden to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Yes, I will turn to consider this. If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilden has to say. Get the man out of here, I say! It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild. Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say, oh yes, that would be lovely. As jury says, the man must be heard. Yeah, sure. Well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. Enough, send the defendant to the stand at once. Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. Proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to this discourse of the day?
To be sure I have, my lord.
There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. First, is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabinet, as proposed by the defense. The second, is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police?
Oh. Begad, no, 'tis not in my nature to hide anything at all.
Just answer the questions, please.
Truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you all or keep me mouth shut?
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded?
Oh. The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
It's true?
Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. You... What?
What? No,
You just admitted to aiding a murderer, apparently.
Maybe. No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry, so I am Lord Van Six. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was...
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and not in any way involved, you see.
What?
If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here cold room just like myself. I was only trying to spare that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord.
Child? And who is this young child of whom you speak?
That, I don't know.
You don't know?
Aye, well, the wee thing that just happened to be in the carriage that night, I never saw her before or since.
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. Prosecution calls for the witness's statements be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak. Listen to the proceedings.
What?
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 Smoke! Fire! There's a fire! Look, someone's trying to get away! Cough after him! It's no use! Cough, cough! I can't see anything with all the smoke! What's going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo! Cover your face! Bailiff, don't let the accused escape! Let's secure the omnibus!
Oh shit! Here we call an emergency recess, bailiff! Ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom! Oh shit! We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. To be continued. Oh man! Oh! Oh my gosh! Well, do you want to leave it at that for tonight?
Yeah, that's fine. That's quite a twist, though.
That
Both
is
the
quite...
kid and the whole escaping thing.
Yeah, that is quite the cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It is. But we've met quite a lot of colorful characters. That's for sure.
Ooh, yeah.
Very curious how it's gonna go. And who is possible?
I think our dude is not the murderer, but more involved than he lets on.
Possibly, yes. Very possible indeed.
I still want to know if this is like a young kid or something. I wonder if it's like a personal thing. So like it was maybe like the guy's son or something killed him.
Right.
Because what's our motive for our dude killing him? Our dude doesn't have a motive, as far as we know.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to kill him. He owes him money, but like, okay, like, what's the point of killing him gonna do? Like, you're not.
Nothing.
I don't think our guy's like a mafia dude or something. It's like that's not. No.
Apparently.
Yeah, and if he is, and if he has so much money, why doesn't he hire someone to do the killing? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And there's a lot of questions, to be sure. But,
Yep.
definitely does seem like there's somebody else involved, but I don't know who.
I still think our juror who's stab happy is involved somehow.
Possibly. I don't know.
Or maybe it'll turn out later that he's like, I don't know. Like, what do you call it? Who's the stabby dude from London? Mad Jack or no, Jack the Ripper.
Oh, Jack the
Maybe he'll be
Ripper?
Jack the Ripper or something. Yeah. He's sus. I'm just throwing it out there. He
I think
is sus.
I think he's just he looks like he's part of a gang. The guy with the knife. He looks like he's just part of a gang.
Yeah.
Because he said he doesn't like the rich. And it's like, yeah, usually gangs are poorer parts of towns and stuff.
Yeah, he seems well dressed though.
Yeah, but it's probably because he's in a gang and they probably take money from people.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
Or maybe he kills people and takes their money. Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Hard to say.
Alright. I'll catch you later.
Alright, see ya. Boop. Alright. That is going to be the end of the storm. That was interesting for sure. That was a lot. Ugh. We haven't seen our good old Herlock Slomes. I don't know how you say it. Whatever. But I am super curious how this is gonna go down. Our little leprechaun man, a vampire, Santa Claus, bunch of random things. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious, very curious. But that's gonna be it. Good night. I'm tired. I'm also hungry, so I want food. I'm gonna eat some food. Nom 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 nom. So yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. I should be back next week for some more fun things. Good night and bye.